I'd been volunteering in the Philippines, and I was in an airport waiting lounge on the way back. And I was at a moment in my life where I still didn't really know what to do. I'd just done a volunteering stint as part of my contribution thing. I really enjoyed it. And I just got chatting to a Canadian guy. He was like probably in his 60s. And we were talking about like career paths, decisions, and not knowing what to do. And he mentioned this guy. And I don't even think he explained the quote at the time. He just said, oh, there's a quote that might be of interest by this guy, Goethe. Correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm guessing it's Goethe, German origin, yeah.
Yep.
But essentially, what I took from this quote is, until you actually commit to do something, I guess you'll never know what could potentially happen. So what I realized that is, if you just take action and open up that feedback loop, there's things might happen which you will never predict, which could change the course of your life. But you don't know, you can't possibly predict what those things might be until you take action. You can sort of hypothesize, but until you go and do that thing or create that thing or publish that thing, you never know what could happen. And usually these are good doors that open. So I kind of use this quote, just the word commit. I almost use it as a mantra, just commit. So it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to commit to this for the rest of my life. It just means commit to actually taking action, taking a step, doing that thing, creating that thing. Because, you hear stories about people who just, they'll do like a random YouTube video, which then led to them being interviewed on TV, which then led to them being a book deal, and then getting involved with a charity, and then doing this. They would never have predicted any of those 6 steps before they made that YouTube video. So that's kind of what I get from this quote, is the excitement of not knowing what could happen, but knowing that nothing will happen if you don't do anything. And I think you and I have discussed this before. Obviously, stuff can still happen, but if you're being proactive, you almost create a set of dominoes that suddenly appear. As soon as you take action, there's metaphorical, invisible dominoes ahead of you. And every action you step hits another one, which can take you on an exciting path. I mean, to me, that excites me, that unknown possibility. And I like to label all of my concepts. And I think this one is deliberate serendipity.
Right.
So deliberately putting yourself in those situations where stuff could happen.
I have this image of the dominoes falling, and then at some point you stand there and everybody else has fallen. And I'm like, what have I done? It's interesting. I mean, what I really like is the emphasis on begin, because a lot of people, they think commitment, and they think, oh, I'm making a decision for the rest of my life. I need to see through to the end. I need to persist. Persistence is key, and you just need to stick with something long enough and persevere through all the times that you fall, and stand up again. Just commit to it, And I think that's a really scary concept. And I think that's why the concept is so scary. To if you commit to something, if you make a decision that's there for the rest of your life, you're still you're going to do something now and then deal with the consequences of that choice for the rest of your life. That's a heavy commitment. And I think most commitment isn't really like that. That's why I like the emphasis on begin, and what you say, it starts with an intention. And somebody told me once, everything starts with an intention. And that intention is towards the end, towards some sort of ending or end goal or something in the future. But if you just begin, this is how you beat pretty much 90% of procrastination. You just start, and then you stick with it. Because most procrastination gets dealt with just by beginning. And if we can get rid of our fear of seeing commitment as something that's going to stick with us for the rest of our lives, rather an opportunity to commit to something for the rest of our lives, but not necessarily having to. If we just start, things will happen. And then we can take it from there.